What's up, everybody, from the third largest city in North America, Chicago, Illinois? It's The Drive with Mario Smith. Not Mario Smith is The Drive with. And I'm Mario Smith. How you doing, everybody? It's a beautiful, not so much in Chicago. It's a beautiful day every day, but it's overcast and definitely going to rain in the city today. Hope you all are having a good afternoon. Lots to talk about today. We will get to it all shortly. Let me introduce to you my man in Portland, Oregon, producer, great dad, wonderful husband, pretty cool dude. It's Jay Gliss. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
There you go. Hey, how are you? Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to be seen, my friend. Whew, I'm out of breath already. I don't know what to say. Tired.
How's your day going, though?
Not bad. Well, not bad. It's rainy here, so I am just really I'm tired now. I want to go to sleep. Rain does it. It's rain.
I'm tired too. We've had it's been kind of making me nervous. I think I told you on what was it? Tuesday? No, Monday. Mm-hmm. Monday, wake up and there's snow everywhere. And that doesn't happen past February in Oregon. Like we get snow. I think we've talked about that before. Like we get snow maybe a couple times, a couple times a year, maybe like a little bit of snow. And then every few years we'll have like a big snowstorm that lasts I don't know, 5 days. But school started late on Monday because of snow, and then it almost snowed again last night. It hailed like insanely hard for like 20 minutes yesterday. Same thing happened again this morning, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? It's April. Where's the sunshine?
No, it's like 70 degrees here, but it's plenty of rain. But that sounds crazy.
I've never seen. I mean, I've lived here for 20 years, and I've lived here as a kid, and it's just like, between that and having a day where it was 117 last summer, I'm just like, man, we're really screwing this up.
I mean, we talk about it every day almost. Just the climate is in bad shape. We are messing up. It is nobody doing it. This isn't an outside alien force. It's old rich people who don't want to do what we should be doing to make sure that everybody can live on this thing. This is not where are we going if we aren't here? You know what I mean? We can't go. This is not. Yeah. No, this is it.
You can't look at some of the trends and tell me. I mean, you can. I've had people do it. Tell me that climate change isn't real.
Like, oh my goodness gracious!
Like, it's not global warming. It was cold here. It's like it's climate change. It's not just about the atmosphere getting warmer. There's a lot of things that go into this from actual scientists who know what they're talking about.
And I got a friend that's a dummy, so he thinks he knows everything. And I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, we're destroying our planet. We're destroying our planet. 1,000,000 times a day, we are just getting closer and closer to a real extinction level event, and nobody cares. Everybody's like, I won't be alive when it happens. How do you know? How do you know you won't? Things are accelerating. Grass Puddle says, I work with those people. Yeah, of course. We all do. I came up with those people. They're dumb. It's okay. We've learned that the dumb are having a run right now. Smart people aren't winning. That's a terrible thing to say. But I say it. There's a lot to talk about today on our show, and we're going to get to all of it. I want to welcome you in, friends of Backchannel, because I have some information for you today. You may notice something different, pardon me, on your skirt. Hello from Los Angeles, California. Well, hello, Proper Caterpillar. The Gliss family. Okay, Gliss. Now, this is different. Is this Milo or is this your larger family?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's Milo. Just decided to just go all in and just simplify things.
Yeah, because that dog's on drugs. He's not trying to listen to any of our stuff.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't bring him in here today. I put him in his kennel because Lindsay will be home in an hour. I'm like, I'm not going to make him sit through the whole show in here today.
I'm sure he's listening anyway. He's probably like these two. But Nolan is here. Skirt. What up, brother? Kevin, Tracy, Proper Caterpillar, yes, hello to you for sure. And all the no-name folks and Foolish Coyote. Absolutely. So here's the deal. Let me tell you what's going on with our shows and stuff, and then I have a show. Well, I have an announcement that we'll get to in a second. So you can start the day off on backchannel.tv with Haley and Allison's Good Morning at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and then at 8 a.m. Eastern, it's Live Every Day with Liv Harrison. Caught a little bit of that this morning. At 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it will be Kate and Will. And then every day, 10 to noon Eastern, it's Jam and Renee with Get On Up. Great show. And then the Anthony Davis show is at noon, except for Wednesdays. It was Word of the Day quiz, and that happens at noon on Wednesdays. And then your pal Hal is at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then it goes to us. The baton gets passed. Me and Gliss come on for 2 hours, starting at 4 Eastern. And there's a new feature. It's active right now. If you are a visual, I almost said visual. If you are a visual device user, you can see a subscribe button on the bottom of your screen. Push that button, and then you'll be notified every time any of our shows come on. Like when my show comes on, you hit the button, and then you'll see it. You'll be like, oh, wow, Mario's coming on. And you get an alarm on your Amazon supported device. By the way, that button is on the left of your screen. Okay, don't forget to leave a review at backchannel.tv. And would I miss anything? I think that's everything. I hope that's everything, because that's
everything. Yeah, I checked it out during Hal's show. I subscribed. The Gliss family subscribed to Hal's show, and yeah, it was a super simple process. So should do it for our show if you're listening to it right now.
That's right.
Push the button. Mario every day.
That's right. I mean, if that's your, you should want that. Childlike Chipmunk has joined the show. Hello, Childlike Chipmunk. Smiling Falcon is here as well. We got a fair amount of folks today. All the no names, you can always go back into your Amazon supported device and put in a proper name, be it Childlike Chipmunk or your actual name. And let us know where you're from, too. For example, Kevin's in Missouri. Tracy's in Texas. I know Skirt's in Illinois. Let us know where you're from. All right. I think that's all the business for now. And let's go to these headlines. We're going to talk more about this story in a bit. The man accused of shooting 10 people on a Brooklyn subway train was arrested today and charged with a federal terrorism offense after a day-long manhunt and a tipster's call brought police to him on a Manhattan street. Frank R. James, 62, was taken into custody about 30 hours after the carnage on a crowded rush hour train. He was awaiting arraignment on a charge that pertains to terrorist or other violent attacks against mass transit systems, Brooklyn U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said, and it carries a sentence of up to life in prison. There is no indication that James had ties to terror organizations, international or otherwise, and the motive remains unclear. We'll get into that further when we come back. The other headline, the Biden administration announced earlier today that it is extending the nationwide mask requirement for airplanes and public transit for 15 days as it monitors an uptick in COVID-19 cases. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said it was extending the order, which was set to expire on April 18th until May 3rd, to allow more time to study the BA2 Omicron subvariant that is now responsible for the vast majority of cases in the U.S. Quote, in order to assess the potential impact the rise of cases has on severe disease, including hospitalizations and deaths and healthcare system capacity, the CDC order will remain in place at this time, the agency said in a statement. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, we will begin our show as we take a look at the news from around the world, and we will give you the latest update about the gentleman who was captured today in New York City after the horrendous crime yesterday. We've got more about that and everything else. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. We'll be back shortly, right after these words. Hey, welcome back. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I am wearing a shirt that says Love Up. Shout out to my man Zoe from the group The Foreign Exchange. This is a great shirt. This is what we should all be doing. Grass Puddle, what's up? On YouTube, he says, I just wish they would change the 24-hour negative test requirement for international travel. Um, yeah, I do too. That would be nice. I was talking to a friend of mine while it is storming. Um, I mean, not exaggerate. It's not storming, but it's raining very hard in Chicago right now. And I'm not saying that we have a fragile grid here in the Mario Smith broadcast compound, but if we go off, I will do everything I can to get us back on. All right. I'm not anticipating that. Just saying. I am looking to travel. I have been stuck in this city for real for 3 years, and I'm ready to get out and stuff. Um, and to everybody that's in our chat today, thank you all, Meth Orca, Caitlin, appreciate you. Mammoth Orca, where are you from? What part of the world are you checking us out in? I know you're listening to us on your Amazon supported device. But yeah, tell us where you're at. That'd be cool. Word. All right, let's get it started. Pardon me. So yesterday, Frank James, 62-year-old man, went on a subway train and created havoc all over it. Got on a train across the platform when it pulled up after he did his shooting, etc., and rode off into the night or into the day and would not be captured until a Crime Stoppers tip brought police to him. He was casually walking down the street in Manhattan. So I was a little concerned that if they hadn't caught him by today, they would have to explain how they did not or weren't unable to get him. This isn't a terrorist per se, but they caught him. He was at McDonald's, which is the most ironic thing ever. He was enjoying a meal. And people have been posting stuff all day about him, seeing him here, seeing him there. Police couldn't catch him, but they caught him after the McDonald's thing. Here, the AP says in recent months, James had railed in online videos about racism and violence in the U.S. and about his experiences with mental health care in New York City. In some videos, he criticized new Mayor Adams' policies on mental health and subway safety. So this dude set off a bunch of smoke grenades in a subway car and then fired 33 shots with a 9mm gun. And he just walked across the train platform and hopped on another train. And then he disappeared into the night. Now, I'm not trying to narrow the scope of this. I just find it hard to believe that a 62-year-old black man who looked like he may be a little troubled was able to just bounce and no one saw him for 30 hours. That's just me. I think that that's crazy. Found out some things today in listening to the press conference about what happened. The MTA, the Metropolitan Transit Authority in New York, maintains the cameras in the subway. The police don't. They do have a relationship where the police can look at those cameras anytime, but the MTA runs the cameras. Those cameras were broken in that subway station. They connected the dots pretty quickly, though, of who they were looking for, as his name had came out in public yesterday, and he was named a suspect this morning, and then this afternoon, about an hour before we came on the air, he was caught. His social media life is full of violent language, bigotry, comments against black folks. Quote from him, he said, "You got kids going in here now taking machine guns and mowing down innocent people." James says, "It's not going to get better until we make it better." He said, adding that he thought things would only change if certain people were stomped, kicked, and tortured out of their comfort zone. And another video on YouTube, which I'm sure have been taken down. He says, this nation was born in violence. It's kept alive by violence or the threat thereof, and it's going to die a violent death. There's nothing going to stop that. So I guess part of the watch what you put on social media if you decide you want to snap out, because they'll find it. It isn't hard to find. And that dude sounds like he had some troubles in his life. And it is incredible that they caught him. It just I'm still a little baffled that they caught him so late. But yeah, Frank R. James, 62-year-old black man, probably will never see the light of day again. I don't know if he's gonna get one of these sentences like my man in Jersey got, Gliss, but I don't think we'll be hearing from Mr. James until he's in a courtroom. He kind of set the precedent for making sure he doesn't go anywhere.
The 375 or 281 without parole.
Yeah, I told that to somebody last night. They were like, "You're lying." I was like, "No." And they asked the same question, like, do they build a cemetery in the prison? I don't have an answer. But it's safe to say that this dude will never be able to get out of jail. Crimes on mass transit, on public transit, are federal crimes, everybody. So if you get mad at somebody on a train and decide you want to take matters into your own hands, don't, unless you want to go to jail for real, because that's where you're going.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I know that in listening to all the coverage today, the thing that stood out the most for me was the fact that Mr. James, judging by these posts and stuff, was just out here wilding on social media. And I know people that do this, but they aren't probably, then again, I don't know, because I don't think he had in his mind, this is how I want to solve this problem, by shooting up a bunch of people on the subway. Needless to say, the mayor of New York, from his house, because he has COVID and he's a former cop, and you can tell, he goes, "We got him. We got him." No, we, sir, you're the mayor. You didn't do anything. Right. FBI got him. You got COVID. You're at home. It's going to be interesting to see how Mayor Eric Adams runs his town. He reminds me of our mayor a lot. And good luck, New Yorkers. If that's your guy,
who I know you're not very much a fan of.
No, not really. Funny thing, very nice lady. Very nice lady. My feelings about her have nothing to do with her personally, because I mean, no, not at all. But she just is a terrible mayor. And she would, the thing is, I believe she would be willing to admit that there are a million things she should have done better. But she has this "we got him" mentality too. And it's like, you're the mayor. Be the mayor. That's cool that you're the mayor. Do it. Do that. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And our election is 331 days away. I've been keeping count. I can't wait. Really can't wait. It's time for her to go. We'll see what happens there too. And last thought on this thing. We're having a problem in Chicago. And by the way, it was 100 in here yesterday. It's about 300 in here today. We're having a problem in Chicago. I'm getting the door open tomorrow. I really am. I'm going to the game. I'm going to have my guys come up. I'm going to put the order in. They're going to come and open this door, and I'll be fine. We have a problem in Chicago on our mass transit systems as well. And the police said that they were putting in more cameras and encouraging the CTA rather to put more cameras in. And it's not working. And I thought about it today. I remember when this happened years ago, they started putting police and police dogs on the trains. More police on buses, dogs on trains. And then they stopped doing it. I don't know if it was a budgetary thing. I mean, we give our police almost $1 billion for a budget. And I'm not making that up. So I don't understand why we still have a problem. There have been people, same as in New York, pushing people off of the platform, shooting people on the platform. It's been wild on the Chicago Transit Authority, on the CTA, and this happened. That's why thinking about it more, what happened yesterday could very easily happen here in Chicago or any city that has a mass transit system. And I hate the over policing part, but what do you do? You know?
Yeah, and it's an issue here too. I mean, like I used to take, we have the Max line here. I used to take it all the time to work.
Yeah.
Now I try to stay away from it if I can. I'd rather take an Uber or something. I mean, part of it is, you know, we've had, you know, over the last couple of years, just with homelessness and you know, drug issue, you know, the drug issues that come along with that. But I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2017. There was a story here that made national headlines. A guy on the Max line, he was basically shouting anti-Muslim and racist remarks at two young teenagers. And a couple guys, you know, basically came in and, you know, were defending them. He stabbed all three of them, killing two of them. And I mean, you know, he had like, it was like a giant knife in his pants or something. I mean, it's like, it's kind of scary. You never know who's going to be standing next to you. And, you know, a situation like that where you're almost like, you can't get out of that situation. You're right there. You're already involved in it. And it's kind of scary to think about how something like this can escalate so quickly without even knowing really what you're walking into.
I mean, even on a much smaller level, I have a friend of mine that I do a lot of work with here in Chicago, and he was in the bank that's down the street from my house. It isn't funny. Please forgive me for laughing, but it's funny to me. So he's talking to this guy. The guy it's his turn to get taken care of by the teller, and he goes, "Hey, excuse me for a second," and proceeds to rob the bank. My friend was talking to a bank robber for a full 5 minutes, maybe 10. And the guy goes, "Hey, hold on a second," and goes up and tries to rob the bank. It's happened to him twice.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Hey, man, you know, how's everything? Oh, man, you know, I'm not doing so well. Hey, can you hold on for a second? All right.
Hold on. Just
stick up. Everybody, give me all your money. Come on, man. Yeah, wild. But my message today is the same message from yesterday. Just be careful. And I mean, I don't know what you do unless you want to be a part of the story as well, but you gotta just come on, y'all. Head on a swivel. Gotta get right out here. Know your landmarks. Proper Caterpillar, he was on meth. I like the fact though that your device said that he was on Madden. I think that's so much better.
He's playing Madden on the Max train, and then decided made a split second.
He was so
pass interference.
That's it. I know what I'm gonna do.
I've had
it. I'm going to the subway. He said he was on meth. You know, meth
was. Yeah.
Really?
I believe he was. Yeah.
Man,
yeah, his name I think was Jeremy Christensen or something. And he's in the news here a lot because, you know, his trial's been going on the last couple of years, and he's known for, you know, like basically having these outbursts in the courtroom, and, you know, like he hasn't given up on some of the crazy stuff that he was saying on that train before that incident took place. But yeah,
I gotta tell you, man, in the drug world, I mean, I'm not saying what I have or haven't done, but I'm telling you what I'm never going to do is that. That's crazy. Meth is a one day later there. No.
There's certain drugs where I would maybe try that at some point. And most of those I didn't, you know, just like the right situation never came up. But that's one I would never get anywhere near. Like,
there was a show.
The people on meth.
I have, and it is. Well, we showed the dude the other day,
right? Yeah, the dude from Florida. Yeah,
Florida man. He had a baby alligator. He was on meth. It's the dumb drug. No, there was a show, a great show, that was on Showtime for a while called Queer as Folk. Such a well-written show, and one of the characters on that show started doing meth, and they showed the descent of that character. And I'm like, this is television and I don't want to do it. And then, of course, because I live in Chicago, of course, I see one person that's on meth one day and I go, oh,
Yeah.
Would never. I can't even imagine.
I think there's even a website. It's like Faces of Meth or something like that.
Not Faces of Meth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It like shows the progression of mugshots. It's never good.
I'm good. No, thanks. So yeah, meth and all this. No, that's no. I just don't know. No. Let me see here. There was a what have I got my eye on? That meth story just shook me up. Hold on. Oh, hey, I don't know how you guys feel about the phrase. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. This woman, Sherry Papini, faked her kidnapping in 2016, and she admitted that she did it. So here we go. The California mother charged with lying about a 2016 abduction that set off a nationwide search admitted Tuesday that her story about being kidnapped was fake, saying that she was, quote, deeply ashamed, close quote, and that she would spend the rest of her life trying to make amends. Sherry Papini, 39, said in a statement released by her lawyer that she, quote, so very sorry for the pain I've caused my family, my friends, all the good people who needlessly suffered because of my story, and those who worked hard try and help me, close quote. Quote, I will work the rest of my life to make amends for what I have done, she said. According to a plea agreement filed yesterday in U.S. District Court for Eastern California, Papini agreed to plead guilty to 2 counts of mail fraud and lying to a law enforcement officer, charges that carry maximum sentences of 20 years and 5 years respectively. According to the document, Papini will pay more than $300,000 in restitution to federal, state, and local agencies. Prosecutors said they would recommend reduced sentences. Papini, a mother of 2 from Redding, was arrested last month, nearly 6 years after she was reported missing. On November 24th, 2016, 3 weeks after she vanished, she was found 146 miles south on Interstate 5 with a chain around her waist. She had injuries that authorities now believe were self-inflicted and a brand on her shoulder that she blamed on her abductors, federal authorities said last month. Papini described her kidnappers as 2 Hispanic women who held her against her will, an allegation that prompted an FBI sketch artist to develop a portrait and led to a search in California and other states that lasted 5 years. In truth, Papini had voluntarily been staying with a former boyfriend in Costa Mesa and had harmed herself to support her false statements, the U.S. Attorney's Office said in a statement. The ex-boyfriend told authorities that he picked her up in Redding after she told him she needed to get away. He also admitted to branding her shoulder with a wood-burning tool. What are we doing? What the hell is wrong with him? What? You helped her? You should go to jail too. Any chance of him going to jail? Oh my God. In August 2020, authorities said Papini lied to officers when they confronted her with evidence that the kidnapping was fake, the prosecutor's office said. And from 2017 until 2021, in 2021, she requested $30,000 in victim assistance funds that were used to help pay for therapy visits and the ambulance that took her to the hospital after she was found. Papini is scheduled to be arraigned today. What do you think? She should also get 317 years and have to serve 286 of them before she's able to get out of jail. She was staying with her. She sounds like a nut. She was in her ex-boyfriend's house.
Like, how do you go from I need to get away to that?
Brand me. Put a brand on me.
faking a kidnapping and branding
I gotta
yourself,
make this work.
Leaving yourself chained on a highway, like,
and then put a chain. You know who She sounds like white Juicy Smollett to me. Like, lady,
Yeah.
you sound like our friend Juicy. You did this to yourself, did you?
It's like the Karen version of
the two Hispanic women. They kidnapped me. No, they didn't. You're a liar. No one kidnapped you. Come on. Didn't you beat yourself up? Oh my God. Check this out. Let's go back here. Proper Caterpillar said, how could you not consider all the families that have actually lost family due to kidnappings? Exactly. What happened and what would happen if it happened to her kids? Would anybody believe her then? There's that. I thought about that today. Skirt said, I just checked the Faces of Meth website. No thanks. I'll stick with alcohol.
You're welcome, Skirt.
You're welcome. By the way, Accidental Bear and Vicious Alpaca, thank you for joining the stream today. It's both of their first time here. So welcome. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. It's on the bottom left. Just hit it. You get an alert, let you know when we're coming on the air. Yeah. She kidnapped herself and then went and kicked it with this dude. Hey, listen, I got an idea. I'm going to brand you. We'll say 2 Mexican people did it. Yeah, that sounds good. I think everyone will believe that. Come on, man. Throw every available book at her. She should be ducking. We should watch the news tonight, and she should be doing like this from books being thrown at her.
I hope I don't offend anyone, but I'm not like the one thing that doesn't surprise me in that story is that she's from Redding, California. Because I've
damn.
that's one of the big stops in Northern California when you're driving down to the Bay Area, and woo. And
that's a,
one thing you should never do is go to the Applebee's there. Trust me.
Really? Oh, I'm going now. Shouldn't have told me that. I'm on my
there.
way. I'm going. Redding, California, you say? On it.
Redding, California.
I hope nobody from Backchannel is from Redding. If they are, they could probably verify what you're saying.
They probably could. There's a couple areas like that in north of the Bay Area. There's some interesting areas that are kind of like cities that are out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, meth might be the drug of choice out in Redding as well. So,
damn, that's bad. Oh, Grasspoto says, I don't think I will love anyone enough to brand them. No. Look, hey, let me tell you something. I'm friends with a few exes. I just am, because we were friends. So if you're in trouble and I can help you, I'm going to help you. I'm not branding you because I'm not going to jail, and I'm not going to help you commit a crime. And if you're committing a crime, that should be like the first 3 things out of your mouth. I miss you. I need your help. I just committed a crime. Bet. I miss you too. I'm not helping you. And I think you probably should just go somewhere else. Unless you kill someone, then I'm the dude that will tell on you. Stool pigeon. She did it. Arrest her. Oh God. Before we disappear for a minute, speaking of meth, samples of moon dust collected by Neil Armstrong during the historic Apollo 11 mission in 1969 will go up for auction later today in New York. The auction item, which includes 5 samples of lunar dust. I bet if I go on Leafly, I can find lunar dust. I just got to look for it. It's a rare piece of space history and could be worth up to $1.2 million, according to Bonhams, the auction house handling the sale. The dust samples had a wild and controversial journey to sale and will be the only known samples of lunar dust sold legally after being authenticated by NASA. There's never been a verified Apollo lunar sample offered at auction, so we're just so pleased and honored to offer this, said Adam Stackhouse, a specialist at Bonhams, who is overseeing its space history sale. The particles for sale can be found in a blue plastic container on 5 aluminum discs, each topped with a small piece of carbon tape that was used to retrieve moon dust from a collection bag. On July 21, 1969, after Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon, Armstrong gathered a small contingency sample of lunar dust before carrying out the rest of his evil plan. No, I'm kidding. Before carrying out the rest of his planned activities on the lunar surface, according to NASA protocols. The idea was that if the mission needed to be short for any reason, Armstrong and Aldrin would be able to return to Earth with the contingency sample in tow. At the end of the Apollo 11 mission, the bag, mostly empty but still speckled with particles of lunar material, was loaned to a space museum in Kansas. It was subsequently seized by the United States Marshal Service after Max Ari, the director of what was then known as the Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center, was found guilty in 2005 of stealing and selling artifacts that belonged to the museum and NASA. In 2015, the U.S. Marshals sold the bag in an auction where it was purchased along with several other space artifacts for $995 by an Illinois lawyer, of course, and geology enthusiast named Nancy Lee Carlson. Carlson sent the collection bag to NASA that same year to authenticate its origin. The space agency verified that the artifact was real and claimed that it belonged to the government, refusing to return it. Carlson sued NASA. Oh, it gets better. And in 2016, a federal district judge ruled that the bag should not have gone up for auction, but that Carlson had, in fact, legally purchased it. Carlson sold the bag in 2017 at Sotheby's for $1.8 million. Now, Carlson is looking to sell the samples of lunar dust that were gathered from the bag during NASA's tests. Stackhouse said the sale has attracted interest because of its ties to a seminal moment in history and because of its unusual backstory. It was a real journey from the moment it was collected in 1969 until it arrived on our premises. Stackhouse added that Bottoms has not heard from officials at NASA and said the space agency does not have any legal rights to halt the sale. NASA did not immediately respond to a request for comment. That's interesting. I'm sorry, Proper Caterpillar says that's funny. Nifty Iguana has joined us. Brian in Ohio, hello.
I just appreciate your segue there from the meth to the moon dust.
Hey, man, that's why we get paid. Big right. Bucks. That's right. So many big bucks. I wanted to talk about this. If I get a chance, I will. Mattel is introducing a carbon neutral toy line that includes a carbon neutral Tesla. So we managed to get a hero or supervillain in every day this week so far. Yeah, it's 100% recyclable materials. The packaging is 100% recyclable. Plant-based materials make up more than half of each play set. They're Matchbox brands. The toys don't look all that cool. The Tesla looks nice though. And that's it for now. When we come back, we'll have the community report. Skirt Tay. His favorite segment is a community report. Among the things we'll be talking about is the tornadoes that hit Texas and these wild storms that are taking place across the United States, the New Mexico wildfires, and we'll go to beautiful Hawaii, where we will find out what happened with Justice League actor Ezra Miller. All that and more in the community report next. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, and we'll be back right after these words. Welcome back. Grass Puddle says, "Okay, who wants to snort the dust?" No, thanks, man. That it has all the makings of a Cheech and Chong movie, though. I got this moon dust, this lunar dust. Oh no, bro, I don't want that dust. Yeah, man, lunar dust, indeed. It's crazy, super crazy. Thanks everybody for hopping on today. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? Good afternoon, or yeah, it's early afternoon there. It's like lunchtime, right? 3, 2, 1, 1. I'm sorry, not lunchtime. That was me being a little hasty. It's after lunch. In California, there's a reparations committee that is a panel, rather, that is meeting, um, and this is noteworthy and probably something that other states are going to deal with at some point. First in the nation, members of California's First in the Nation Reparations Task Force convened in a historic African American church in San Francisco today, taking their own history as they work to educate the public and develop a restitution proposal for the people harmed by the institution of slavery. The 2-day meeting at the Third Baptist Church in the city's Fillmore district was the first time the 9-member task force gathered in person since its inaugural meeting nearly a year ago. The meeting comes mere weeks after the group voted to limit restitution to descendants of enslaved Black people. Morning attendance was light, but the emotions largely jubilant. About a dozen speakers lined up for public comment, some thanking the task force members for undertaking its critical work. Everybody in here is a part of history. Chris Lodgson of the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, a reparations advocacy group, said before the meeting, "I couldn't be more excited and blessed really to be here," he said. Today's meeting was held in a neighborhood once thriving with African American nightclubs and shops until government redevelopment forced out residents, a prime example of how local policies decimated a Black neighborhood. More than 36 people were in the wooden pews for the all-day meeting. The church will host an evening forum on reparations. Its pastor is the Reverend Amos Brown, task force vice chair and president of the San Francisco chapter of the NAACP. Governor Gavin Newsom, also a member of the cover band. What's the name of that band that dude's in? How do I mess this up so quickly?
You said the cover band is Smush.
That's right, Smush.
The Bush cover band. Smush.
That's right, the Bush cover band. Bush cover band frontman and occasional governor of California, Gavin Newsom, signed legislation creating the 2-year reparations task force in 2020. Making California the only state to move ahead with a mission to study the institution of slavery, educate people about its findings, and develop remedies. Reparations at the federal level have not gone anywhere, but cities and universities across the country are taking up the issue. Here in the Chicago area, in Evanston, that has become a thing. And then the other day they had like an issue where people were like, well, who's going to get the money? And what is it exactly that we're getting if it's not money? I guess I'm not an expert, but I'm kind of an expert on being me. I often wonder what the path for this is going to be. How do you reason out reparations? Because clearly 40 acres and a mule is not realistic. Is there a check? That's not realistic. Is it making sure that all the redlining and all the other stuff that has happened in our nation's history to Black people, is there a way to make sure everybody has a house? I mean, is it generational wealth? What is it that you do? And then to narrow it down to just say the descendants of slaves, well, that's a tricky thing too, because there's a history. I don't want to get all, I'm not trying to mess y'all head up, but there's a history of heinous crimes, families being separated. I mean, so we're all doing DNA tests. We're all going to try to figure out where we're from. Is this part of that reparations package? A lot of questions, man. To me, a lot of questions. What's taking place right now, this segue is not part of this, but I can tell you that I am getting a bunch of weather alerts on my phone for Chicago. Just saying heavy rain, nothing dramatic. But nearly 2 dozen people were injured after a tornado struck a Texas county on Tuesday evening. A possible tornado was first reported shortly before 5:40 p.m. near the town of Salado. Bell County Judge David Blackburn said it traveled about 7 miles and large trees were torn down and buildings destroyed. The damage, while significant, it certainly could have been worse. Worse. I hate when people do that. Say worst instead of worse. It's like a part and a part. That's big here in Chicago. People are like, man, I'm so glad you were a part. But it's a and part. Drives me crazy. The damage, while significant, it certainly could have been worse, he told reporters, adding he was thankful there was no loss of life. Of the 23 people injured, 12 were taken to area hospitals and one person was in critical condition, he said. The other 11 either did not go to a hospital or were treated and released. As severe storms swept through Texas, the National Weather Service warned of a confirmed tornado that was moving into southern Bell County, approaching Salado. It urged people to seek shelter, not seek it, and to get into bathtubs. The government in Salado, population around 2,300, said in a statement that the tornado did not enter the town, which is about 50 miles north of Boston. Blackburn said there's not much left in the path of the storm. Pardon me. So in the northern plains, there's blizzard conditions. In the Mississippi Valley, there's rain, violent rain. Here in Chicago, Illinois, hey, Glitz, can you hit the breaking news thing for me? This is too good to not do. Brace yourself, Glitz. Are you on the screen? I'm not looking. Let me put you on here. I'm going to see the look on your face when I do this. Yeah. All right. This is going to be big. The suspect in the Brooklyn subway shooting called in to Crime Stoppers to tell Crime Stoppers that he was in the area.
It's like right off the bat makes me think of the 96 Atlanta Olympic bombing. When, the dude who saved everybody and, turned out was like, wait, how do you have so much information on all this? Like this, this seems off.
It says here, Frank, this is from CNN. It says Frank James called in the tip to the police and told them he was at a McDonald's on the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
I mean, obviously, like, you don't want to make light of it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you're doing too much to try to cover your tracks there. Come on now.
Hello, officers. Hi, Frank James here. I'm at McDonald's.
Right.
I'm about to leave. I'll see you guys later. Find me. This is Batman? Were you the Riddler? What the hell is this? Unbelievable. I would not do breaking news if it wasn't really that's news. This sucker, this dude called in Crime Stoppers. So he prevented, not only did he shoot up a whole bunch of people, he's now prevented someone from getting an actual reward. Was he trying to get his own reward from Crime Stoppers? Hey, it's me, guys. Hi, what's your name? Jank Frames. Jank Frames. I see him. He is here at McDonald's. What's your name? Jank Frames. Don't worry about it. Just, do I get the reward? How much is it? Wow. This is gonna be wild. I think before this show is over, we're gonna hear a bunch of stuff about today's show, I mean, not the actual end of the show. Frank James, 62 years old, out here turning himself in. It would have just been easier for him to turn himself in.
Oh man.
Hello, Crime Stoppers. Hey, Jank Frames. I see Frank James. He just got through eating a Big Mac and had a shake and some fries. Get him. I'll see you guys outside. I'll be on the corner.
Oh man.
Where are you? I'm at the McDonald's with him. He really, yeah. He's waiting on his ice cream. He said the ice cream machine is broken. I know it never works, right?
Of course.
What's your name, sir? Jank. He asks a lot of questions. I just want my reward. Unreal. Oh boy. Well, didn't take me long. Hey Ishmael, how you doing? Okay. We need to get Ishmael some a hug. No, Ishmael, we don't. You might though. I bet you do. I bet you do in real life. We probably do. Yeah, you know what? Can I do it, or do you want? Oh, you did it. I can do it. Let me do it.
Yeah.
I got it. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure I document it. But
oh yeah, that's right. Let me undo.
No. It's you can still do that. What you just did is fine.
Okay. There you go. Bye. Parker in South Carolina, what's happening? Various Sloth, how you doing? Michelle in California, what's up? Kevin, Ambitious Alpaca. Thank you. Various Sloth and Parker, it's your first time here. Don't be like Ishmael. Thanks. Don't be like Ishmael. Ishmael is out of here. What did I just say? Man, the Lord takes care of children and fools, I guess. Where are we? Oh, well, I guess I'm doing it now. I'm saying hi to our friends who are passengers on the drive today. And again, this may not be for you, so you can always move around, player. If you will allow me to throw a little Chicago vernacular in there, you can move around, Joe. You're not. We didn't bring you here. You can always go. Sarah, thank you for joining the stream today. Pardon me. Really appreciate you being here as well. We didn't get to have the community report because that breaking news with Frank James is just too much. But thank you anyway to everyone. What say you, Gliss? Let's take a break. At least this dude didn't like N-word me. That's good. That didn't. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have even brought that up, but
yeah. Still like to find that guy.
Oh man. Really would. That bothered me. That's fine.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
You know, it's and I mean, I'll say, like, it's one thing to. You're right. He didn't say that, but you know, if you don't want to be here, it's fine. Like,
yeah, man, it's cool. Nobody's keeping you.
We could just ignore it, but it's like if you're gonna keep commenting, you know, if you want to just say your piece and, you know, get out of here, fine. But if you're just going to keep commenting, and it's only negative, like, you know, then just leave or I can help you leave. And that's,
I mean,
like,
you know, the blessing, I suppose, is that we don't actually like take calls because whoever would have to screen them, because I would have us hire a screener, somebody that likes, you know.
I've done plenty of call screenings, but like I've said before, though, and sometimes call screening doesn't hold up. I believe I have some clips saved of things that we heard, but obviously didn't go out because we dumped them, right, with the delay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all kinds of crazy things. So I'll never forget, we were doing one time talking about the best tailgating colleges, and this one guy, man, he came in hot with a take that I cannot repeat here, but it had to do with Florida State, and I'll tell you off the air because it's
for sure
very entertaining. But yeah,
you're off the air. You know, you got me the other day with the joke that we can't tell.
Oh yeah, the Tiger Woods joke.
That was so good, and I'm sure this is gonna be good too. I'm ready for it, and everybody, again, look, I mean, not to time that is where, hey, Ken, hey, Gifted Alligator, hi, how you doing? Round Lobster, Davey, Shrill Flamingo, Sarah Parker, everybody, thank you all. Really appreciate the numbers today. Thank you. You don't have to stay, though. If you want to go or you don't like it, I think it would be, far be it from me to make you do anything you don't want to do. Don't be like Ishmael. Didn't Ishmael get swallowed by the whale in Moby Dick? Was Ishmael in Moby Dick? Am I wrong? Adele is here? Ooh. That's cool. Ha. We got Adele, Gliss. No one else did. We won. When we come back, we'll bring in hour 2 of our show. And we will thank all you folks again for watching. And man, at Gifted Alligator, not much is going on. Just doing a show, chilling here in Chicago, just hanging. Where you at? Where you from? I'll let everyone know when we come back. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. See you guys in a minute. This is Backchannel.tv. You're also watching on YouTube and checking us out on your Amazon supported devices. We begin hour 2 in just a moment. Welcome in, everybody. This is The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois. Thank you. So rainy, soggy, damp Chicago, Illinois. Temperature's going to drop like 30 degrees tonight or something. Anyway, thank you for joining us on The Drive. It's hour number 2 of it. We appreciate your patronage. Thank you so much to everybody that's checking us out and is watching in the back here. Tough Peacock, thank you. Round Lobster is in Florida. What's up? I see Jerry in Puerto Rico is here. Zuho in Texas. Gifted Alligator is from Indiana. Okay. And Gifted Alligator asked me, what am I trying to say? What do you mean? I didn't say anything. Did I say so? I'm sorry. I didn't try to disparage the great state of Indiana. Breezy Pig is here as well. Zuho, hey, how you doing in Texas? Welcome. I hope everything is good, that you got power and all that. Well, clearly you've got power. You're with us. And hello, Round Lobster. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? Hi, everybody. Let's bring in my man, Jay Gliss in Portland, Oregon, to be specific, in the great city of Beaverton. What's up, bro?
Not much. Just I think I'm gonna love Wednesdays when the Giants are playing at home, because that means a 12:30 day game, and so I have baseball on to the right of me and doing the show here.
Nice. I don't think the White Sox are playing tonight. Cubs lost to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got guys. They don't have a team, but they got guys.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting. I think I'm going to a doubleheader tomorrow, which I did not plan.
Cool.
Yeah, and they won't. They'll go from one game right to the other. It won't be like a day-night doubleheader. It'll be a traditional sit there all day doubleheader. Yeah. I'm glad I have a friend in the concession stand where I sit.
There you go.
You got to know your people in your ballpark.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to be going to a baseball game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a minute, and the idea of being able to go sit in a baseball park, particularly with a team I really like a lot, and watching another team that I kind of like, the Mariners, that's going to be good. And I all I want to do is just have a good time. That's it. And then I can't get baseball drunk because I have a show to do. I'm moderating a movie discussion about a documentary that's coming out about a friend of mine who is a big time hip hop legend here in Chicago. His name is Darrell Wicks, and the movie that's coming out soon is called Catalyst. And we're having like a discussion about that on Zoom. So I'll be, I got to be right. Can't mess that up. Round Lobster plays baseball for the team at school. Cool.
That's good.
All right. What position do you play, Round Lobster? Davey and Tough Peacock have joined us as well. When I played baseball, I played first base. That was pretty much the only place I could play because I couldn't hit. But I had a Gold Glove. Oh my God. My defense. I was Jason Hayward, but I played
nice.
Yeah.
I wish I played baseball.
Oh,
I regret not playing baseball. I played t-ball, and then I became so obsessed with basketball. It's like all I did for the first 18 years of my life is play basketball all day. And
Wow.
so I never really dove into baseball, even though I was like a huge fan. I think by the time I was like 10 or something, I was like, yeah, if I try to play baseball now, I'm going to be too far behind all these kids that are, have been playing for 10 years or whatever.
Well, and to be clear, I I got told by a family member that I would never play baseball, and it hurt my feelings so bad that I stopped playing baseball. And I should have kept playing just to show up this person, be like, "Ha, I'm in the major leagues," but it didn't happen. But I love baseball no less than I ever have. I love it more now, probably, which is hard to believe because I really dig baseball. Super Orca says, "Hi, Gliss. Hey, Ken. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for being here." The headlines essentially are the man who shot folks in the subway yesterday turned himself in to Crime Stoppers. He called in the tip on himself. We just had fun with that. And the CDC is extending the mask order for public transit and mass transit until May 15th. So keep wearing your mask. Keep wearing your mask if you're going to get on a bus or a train. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. Super Orca says, yay. That's right. And I'm glad that you said hi. Hey, Super Orca. We had another Orca in here a little while ago. And we don't have a lot of no names. That's good. That's good. Thanks. You guys can subscribe to the show now. So all you got to do, there's a button if you're watching us, and there's a subscribe button there. If you have a visual device, a visual mobile device, you can subscribe to the show. You'll get alerted when we're about to come on. The Drive with Mario Smith will be bing, bing, and it's like, oh, I better go watch this. That's kind of cool. Gliss, you said you saw the device thingy. I haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah, I checked it out. And I also did investigate, since I was changing our device's name, I did get a little taste of the animal naming thing. I can't remember what it called me, but it gave me a default name.
Really?
Some kind of kangaroo or something like that. But yeah, so then you can just tell the device to change your name, which is what I did, and I subscribe to Hal's show, and I believe it's individual for each show if I read the email correctly. So like if you want to hang out with us every day, come see Mario, then hit subscribe.
Yeah, right. Don't be like Ishmael. He got swallowed by the band of the whale. Did I say I banned him? I did. I'm just kidding. You can't get banned. When we come back, we will have the entertainment report. And this was a doozy. It's starting out with Kim Kardashian, who wasn't planning on having a relationship with Pete Davidson. I swear, man, this world is weird. I just need a ruling. How this woman got famous is so bizarre. Anyway, and we have other entertainment news as well. We'll do that in just a moment. It's the Drive with Mario Smith. The entertainment report is coming up in just a moment. We'll be right back. You're watching Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and you're also checking us out on your Amazon supported devices. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. It's time for Have No Fear. The camera's here. And Kim Kardashian wasn't planning on having a relationship with Pete Davidson. Well, I mean, okay. Let's carry on then.
It's just like that's like how you're saying, like, how did she get famous? It's just like, well, I'm so glad that I know that information. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. Kim Kardashian did not see love coming with Pete Davidson. In a conversation for Hoda Kotb's Making Space podcast, Kardashian explained that she'd been single for about 10 months before she was ready to date again. Stop right there. She was married to Kanye West. You mean to tell me that it only took I think that, sometimes things happen when you just least expect it. It was the last thing that I was really planning on, she said. And so when it did happen, we were kind of like, oh my God, I wasn't planning on this. And this isn't even what I was thinking of. And it just makes it that much sweeter and so much more fun. In February of 2021, Kardashian filed for divorce from Kanye West. Kardashian and Davidson appeared in a Saturday Night Live sketch together last fall where they shared a kiss. They became Instagram official in March. Is that how that works now? If I'm dating someone, I got to let you know on Instagram to make it get out of here. I definitely took my time, Kardashian said. I took, 10 months or something before I dated or talked to anyone. And I just wanted that time to really figure out and go through the motions. Am I making the right decision? How do I feel about this? So once I went through all of the motions, I finally was like, okay, guys, I'm so ready to meet someone. And I randomly did. It wasn't random. He's Pete Davidson. He's on a television show. He's a regular on Saturday Night Live. Despite their very public relationship, Kardashian says she is keeping some aspects of her time with Davidson private. Like what? I do think that I am holding, a little bit more close to my heart on certain aspects of my relationship with Pete. Just to know that, we have this connection and we have our little bubble of a relationship world that we live in. Not a lot of people know about, she said. For now, Kardashian said just being with Davidson puts a smile on her face. Well, that's nice. We were driving in the car yesterday and I just looked at him and I was like, thank you. And he was, what? And I was like, for running errands with me. This is so much fun just to go to a doctor's appointment, go to the dentist and just run errands. I'm having so much fun. That's the whole story.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No, that's it. I wish I could add more to what that's where it ended.
Why do I still have to hear about this woman? I just don't.
This is the most incredible thing. Man, look, this is America at its finest. This lady got famous for a sex tape. And now I'm just glad that, you run errands with me. Oh.
The other thing that comes to mind is isn't that how it always starts in celebrity relationships? We hear that all the time in the beginning, and then
it just happened suddenly. I was a guest on a major television show, and then in the sketch we kissed each other, and then I thought, maybe this will be fine. I'm 10 months removed from the father of my 3 children. And I'm looking to just start all over again. I just get back to it. Get back on that horse. Is that what they say? The Library of Congress. Anytime Kim Kardashian's name comes up, I didn't say this to you, Bliss, off the air, but I'm gonna say it to you now. I always have a feeling of, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to talk about her, or do I just want to leave it alone? I don't know why I felt compelled today because every day there's a story about her, and every day I'm like,
Yeah.
not doing it.
But
So
you're
I
right
think
though. It's America. Like it's almost like a necessity. Like you have to like if you're doing an entertainment segment and she's in the news, it's kind of like, okay.
it is incredible. Oh my God. When the World Trade Center was destroyed on September 11th, this is the terrible segue part of our show. Staffers at the city's largest public radio station struggled to report the news, not because their transmitter was atop one of the Twin Towers, but our colleagues at WNYC persevered and managed to keep New Yorkers, this is from NPR, by the way, and managed to keep New Yorkers informed throughout the horror and chaos of that terrible day and provide the first eyewitness accounts of the attack. Now, WNYC's 9/11 broadcasts will be archived in a national recording registry. That's kind of cool. Every year since 2000, when the registry was first established by an act of Congress, the Library of Congress picks 25 titles to be preserved for posterity. The list usually includes what the LOC calls Sounds of History, and this year those selections include the complete presidential speeches of President Franklin D. Roosevelt and WSB Atlanta's coverage of Hank Aaron's 715th home run, vividly called by legendary sportscaster and man who hated Harry Carey's guts, Gliss, Milo Hamilton. Oh my God, Milo Hamilton would get on the air here with Harry Carey. Oh, he disrespected Harry Carey so bad. He really hated him. It was quite a thing to listen to. You know how when you're a kid, you hear something, you go, wait a minute, he's talking about that man. Oh, it was bad.
That sounds entertaining.
Oh, it was so entertaining, though. When Aaron hit that homer, Hamilton's on-air exuberance matched that of those in the stands, said the Library of Congress in a statement. Almost as well remembered as the 715th home run itself, Hamilton's announcing of the breaking of the record that would never be broken is one of baseball's and radio's greatest ever calls. The registry is intended in part to promote the LOC's preservation efforts. So how better to publicize itself than including the country's most beloved musicians? This year's inductees, as usual, include numerous celebrities and staples of classic rock. Oh, that day's coming too, by the way, folks. Wacky DJ Day is coming. Entire albums newly added to the registry range from Duke Ellington's 1956 Ellington at Newport to 1997's Buena Vista Social Club, nice album, to Linda Ronstadt's 1987 career milestones, Canciones de mi Padre. Canciones de mi Padre. Canciones de mi Padre is an album I've always wanted to make because of my Mexican heritage, Ronstadt said in a statement. I love the musical traditions that came with it. I always thought that they were world-class songs, and I thought they were songs that make music, that the music could transcend the language barrier. Other notable albums added to the 2022 registry include Alicia Keys' Songs in A Minor, Bonnie Raitt's Nick of Time, yes. Oh, it's Wu-Tang Wednesday, too. The Wu-Tang Clan's Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, from the great year of 1993. According to the Library of Congress, that album would shape the sound of hardcore rap and reasserted the creative capacity of the East Coast rap scene. The group's individual artists would go on to produce affiliated projects that deepened the group's influence for decades in hip-hop. But the list also dusts off more obscure, esoteric, and offbeat contributions. The earliest recording, 1921's Harlem Strut, is the first known recording by jazz pianist James P. Johnson, who also composed the Charleston. And the most recent addition from nearly a century later is a podcast episode, WTF with Mark Maron from 2010, featuring Robin Williams in a warm, rambling, and startlingly intimate conversation. 4 years later, the comedian will be dead from suicide at the age of 63. Let's see here. What else is in there? A great album, We Insist, Max Roach's Freedom Now Suite, The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, Tonight's the Night by the Shirelles, Moon River by Andy Williams. Who doesn't love that song? It's a Small World by the Disneyland Boys Choir, Reach Out, I'll Be There by the Four Tops, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. I almost said King. Nope. Don't Stop Believing, Boo by Journey. The Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest, very good. Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. Not bad, pretty good list. There's more stuff on that list too. You can check that out on NPR if you like. Julia, Barney, Shelley, Determined Ferret, Purring Buffalo. All of you, hello. And also the Gliss family. has officially joined the stream, which means Lindsay's home and your dog is so happy and is wondering why that donut is still around his neck. Bless your dog. Anybody still watch American Idol? I haven't watched it in so long.
Nope.
Whoa. I wasn't expecting that reaction from you.
The early, like the first season when Kelly Clarkson won, I feel like it hit its peak. Like it was just like, it was a cool show. It was like a hot thing in the minute. And I get that a lot of people, enjoyed it over the years. But for me, it's like, I think we started watching like the second and third season and we were like, it's already been done. Like, and it's hard to beat Kelly Clarkson after,
Kelly Clarkson's the best. I'd love to have a sit down with her. There's another famous person that was on American Idol that is doing commercials. Justin Guarini. The Dr. Pepper commercials? Yeah, that's right. Little Sweet is him.
He's the one that, he lost to Kelly Clarkson. That's right.
He sure did. Yep.
Yeah,
he was a killing.
Yeah, and he was like a big favorite as well in that first season.
Yep. He those Little Sweet commercials are quite funny. Now, about those commercials, they came out right before Prince died. And that was like a natural comparison that, this is supposed to be Prince. And then Dr. Pepper kind of like eased up on playing them after Prince died. Yeah. And a day or two, and then they went right back to it. And I remember that because I was like, I wonder if they're going to show these commercials now that Prince is dead. Oh, that was a sad day. That's such a sad day. Yeah. But anyway, on American Idol, this woman who I've never heard of is dropping out. Kennedy Anderson, who was seen as a front runner on the TV show, revealed the Instagram. Is Instagram where we're supposed to go to tell people we're in something and when we're getting out of something? I didn't know I'm old. I don't do Instagram like that. Anyway, Anderson, who was seen as a front runner on the show, told the news on Instagram on Monday she had already pre-taped her top 24 performance. Quote, "For personal reasons, I'm unable to continue on American Idol. This has been one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, but I know it's necessary," Anderson wrote. "I'm so grateful to American Idol, the judges, the producers, the amazing contestants, and all the fans who have supported me." She added a thank you to people who helped her along the way. So host and dude who has way too many radio shows, give me one of them, Ryan Seacrest, addressed Anderson's departure, saying on Monday night, "You might have noticed that there was no voting information during Kennedy's performance just now. Since we taped these shows in Hawaii earlier, Kennedy has decided to withdraw from our show for personal reasons. We send her well wishes." Judges Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, the man, and Luke Bryan gave Anderson a standing ovation during the competition. Bye. I don't know what to say. See, I guess I never heard of you. I bet he becomes famous though. And I don't watch American Idol, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I just know Lionel Richie is on, and if you don't like Lionel Richie or the Commodores, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't. We talked yesterday, spoke about Gilbert Gottfried and his death. This story from NBC News. Gilbert Gottfried possessed one of the most famous voices in modern American entertainment. Screechy, delightedly abrasive, unmistakably New York. The voice was his professional signature and disembodied calling card, but that was not exactly how he spoke behind the scenes. Gottfried, who died Tuesday after long illness, reportedly exaggerated his vocal style to make people laugh. Howard Stern once played a clip of a voicemail message from Gottfried. The voice on the line was virtually unrecognizable. He was much calmer and more soft-spoken in person than on stage. They're still calling Howard Stern a radio shock jock. I know people don't like him, and I get that, but dude, I won't even go there. He was much calmer and more soft-spoken in person than on stage. New York Times reporter Dave Itzkoff wrote in an illuminating 2013 profile, the headline, "Vulgarity's abrasive master, but not at home." I've been doing it for such a long time that one day you wake up and you go, oh, this is what your delivery is, Godfrey told the Miami New Times in 2017. It's like going up to someone walking down the street and asking, how did you develop that walk? If you grew up on Disney's animated version of Aladdin, the truth about Godfrey's trademark squawk might come as a surprise, but by all accounts, he was a performer whose caustic persona concealed the inner core of sweetness. Yes, Godfrey could be gleefully offensive. He was a button-pushing comedian's comedian and a lifelong provocateur. He tossed off one-liners about national tragedies and other seemingly out-of-bounds topics with reckless abandon. But the tributes that poured in Tuesday afternoon were testaments to a dimension of his personality that might have been hidden from the general public or obscured by his zeal for off-color social commentary. Frank Santaparde, the host of Godfrey's podcast, the co-host, said in a statement that Godfrey could be brash, shocking, and frequently offensive, but the man behind the jokes was anything but. There's also a picture that's floating around of Gilbert Gottfried, Louis Anderson, and Bob Saget. And all three of those guys are gone. And that's crazy. The language of vintage Hollywood was how he once explained the truth about his real voice in charmingly self-depreciating fashion. Self-deprecating. Mario can't read today. Time Out New York asked him whether his shrill-voiced shtick had gotten louder over time, and he said, oh yeah, in real life I sound like Bing Crosby. Gilbert Gottfried passed away yesterday at the age of 67, I do believe. Really funny dude. That one's going to stick for a minute, I think. I think that one's going to stick for a minute. Hard to believe that happened, but it did. In a couple of minutes we have left before we get ready to play ball with you. On this date, the Great Chicago... Oh, you guys don't know about the Great Chicago Flood. So in 1992, the tunnel system and all the basements in Chicago downtown filled with water when a section of the wall of the Chicago River collapsed, and it closed everything down for a week downtown. I was working downtown at the time, couldn't go to work for a week. Flooded not all the buildings, but most of the older buildings in Chicago. Water is very powerful. That was the lesson. If you want to know, just look up Great Chicago Flood and look at some of these pictures. It is crazy. In 1997, Tiger Woods became the youngest person to win the Masters. And in 2004, Barry Bonds hit his 661st homer, passing Willie Mays to take sole possession of third place on baseball's career list. Birthdays today, Max Weinberg from the E Street Band. He's 71. Lou Bega, Mambo number 5. He's 47. And Melvin Gordon of the Chargers is 29 years old today. In 1970, Led Zeppelin's single Whole Lotta Love and Chicago's album Chicago Transit Authority are both certified gold. And in 1980, after 3,883 performances, Grease finally ends its Broadway run. In 1982, David Crosby is arrested for the second time in 3 weeks for drugs in Dallas. Amazing. Oh boy, there's some good ones for later. Yep. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have the sports report, the Dylan T. Pickle sports sheet. I said sheet along with along with the front of mine, and we'll say goodnight to everybody as the rain has stopped for a moment in Chicago. It's the drive with Mario Smith, and we'll say hi to everybody in the back too. That's to all our passengers. We'll be back right after this. Hey, well, everybody. I just going through the headlines here. Derek Carr got an extension from the what were they? Las Vegas Raiders, which is interesting. There'll be a memorial service held for Dwayne Haskins on April 22nd, um, as well. And what's another one? Really quick. Um, let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. By the way, that Derek Carr deal is 3 years, $121.5 million. That's crazy. Yeah, keeping him that says a lot. Not sure if that would have been the thing that I did. By the way, man, your Giants just beat the crap out of somebody. Out of the Padres? Yeah. Nope. Wait. Is that today or yesterday? That's yesterday.
That was yesterday. Yeah, but they're winning 2-1 right now on the top of the 8th. So.
Oh, look at that. Look at them. What was with those uniforms last night? Can you explain that to me, please?
I forget the story. I think they started using those last year.
Is that the City Connect uniforms?
I think it must be. Yeah, I think it must be. And I do, because typically on Fridays, they call it Fridays when they're at home, Orange Fridays. So they almost always wear orange of some sort on Fridays. But yeah, now that you bring that up, I think it is their city jersey.
I was totally thrown. I'm like, I don't like those. I like the Giants jerseys. I like the old school ones, the Willie McCovey era Giants,
yeah.
the Will Clark ones. I love those uniforms.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like in baseball in particular, I like the more traditional look. And it's kind of funny because, even this isn't because, of the show or anything. Like the White Sox are a team in the American League I've always kind of liked, because as a kid I liked the look of the White Sox, and that's a big thing when you're a kid. It's like the logo and the colors are kind of a thing. So I like those traditional looks in baseball. In other sports like the NBA, I really like the creativity with the jerseys. Like we've had some really cool city, like this year they did the black Rip City jerseys.
Those jerseys are nice.
There's some cool ones in the NBA, but I like the traditional look in baseball usually.
I hope that there's a uniform that I wish the White Sox would go back to. It's powder blue. It was like 1972. The road uniforms, they zipped. Oh, I want one of those.
They zipped?
Yeah, man. They zipped. I really want one of those. I want one of those so bloody bad. Scores in Major League Baseball this afternoon. The Pirates beat the Cubs 6-2.
Don't hold back.
No, I'm never gonna. I'm talking to stupid Cubs. Although Seiya Suzuki is a grown man. Watch him. That could be your NL MVP. I'm not even making that up. There's some players in sports, even if it's a team I don't like, I feel compelled to watch them do their thing. He is definitely moving very close to the top of my list. The Red Sox beat the Tigers 9-7 today. Thank you. The Guardians beat the Reds 7-3. The Nationals took it to the Braves 3-1, and the Dodgers blanked the stupid Twins 7-0. In the middle of the 8th, it's 2-1 Giants.
Poor Hal.
Sorry, Hal. I love you. I hate the stupid Twins. The top of the 6th, the D-backs are beating the Astros 1-0, and just doesn't want to stay in one place today. And their games that are later. They're games that are happening later. The Mets beat the Phillies 9-6. I'm sorry. The Royals and the Cardinals have been postponed. Just waiting on them to do it here in Chicago. I don't see how they get that game in tonight. I don't. And I think, and if anybody's planning on going to Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, you may want to make dinner plans because it's going to rain, and it's going to rain all night. So there you go. Real quick.
Sorry, if you want to look at the screen, is that the jersey you're talking about?
Oh, yes.
I like that.
I do too.
That looks
Can
good.
you send me is that for sale?
I think it probably is. I just Google searched it. I didn't hit click shopping, but I'll look into that and send you
And
the
could
link.
you just send me the link?
Yeah.
I really have to have that jersey. Yeah, when
There
I
you
was a
go.
little kid, man, that used to blow my mind. I'm like, oh, that's it. Because my favorite player when I was little, and I'm dating myself. This was a 1972, 71, 72 jersey. And Dick Allen was my guy. Although I didn't smoke, he smoked cigarettes in the dugout. He had a big afro, and he always looked like he had to use the bathroom. He's just always this mad face, and I loved him. And he could hit. He was amazing. He went to the Phillies and made quite the career for himself in Philadelphia. But number 15, man, if I could find one of those, oh, I want one of those so bad. That is like the dream. And every time I go to a game and I see somebody in one, I'm like, where did you get it? And they're like, how do you know about this? And I'm like, where did you get it?
Where did you get that?
That's right. I need it. And speaking of the Giants, Alyssa Nakin, am I saying her name right, or Nakin?
Yeah. They were actually just showing a little video of her last night, and it was cool because she was getting hugs not just from Giants players, but from Padre players as well. They were kind of, giving her a nod of approval and all that stuff. So that was definitely a cool thing.
Last night marked the first time that a woman made an on-field appearance in a regular season Major League Baseball game. She coached first last night because Anton Richardson got kicked out of the game before the Giants came to bat in the bottom of the third, and that's when Nakin, an assistant coach, was summoned for the groundbreaking moment. The ejection came with the Giants leading the Padres 10-1 as San Francisco cruised to a 13-2 victory. She said, I was prepared for this moment. Never knew if or when it would happen, but I was ready to step in when the team needed me to. So, yeah, I think it means a lot. It's a fun start to the season so far. The coach said Tuesday night's unplanned action gave her an insight to what it means for players who are not in the starting lineup that have to be ready for action. She says, now I know exactly how our pinch hitters feel when Giants bench coach Kai Correa comes down to the cage and tells them to get ready, Nakin said. That's just a great feel for me to have to understand what our players go through. That's pretty doggone cool. She's 31 years old, the first woman to ever have a full-time coaching job on a major league team. And the uniform she wore for the Giants in the 2020 opener was donated to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. That's pretty doggone awesome. I like that. You know what? I really like that. Congratulations to her. That's what's up.
And
I hate the reason she got.
Yeah.
The reason why she got kicked out. Hey, looks like Ishmael is back.
They're up 10-1.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Ishmael's back, so I'm removing him again.
Oh, sweet.
That's all right. Willing Flamingo, Scott, Brady, Mercedes. It's Mercedes' first time in Alabama. Hey, Scott's in Wisconsin. Square Guinea Pig. What's up, Julia in California? Ken's also in California. Thank you. You know what? Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unban him. Because I don't know if that's him or another Ishmael. And I'm just being honest. So if it turns out to be the same one, that'll be on me. So hello, Ishmael. He said, yo, I'm saying yo back. So you want to know why the coach got kicked out the game, you say? I'll tell you. Because this is pretty compelling. And if it's true, then maybe we need to have our friend Dale Scott back on to ask of Mike Schilt. Is that like his MO? San Francisco Giants coach Anton Richardson, whose ejection Tuesday led to Alyssa Nakin's historic coaching debut, has accused San Diego Padres coach Mike Schilt of yelling an expletive at him that reeked undertones of racism. Richardson, who is black, provided a lengthy explanation for his third inning ejection after San Francisco's 13-2 victory over San Diego. The Giants' first base coach said the incident started when Schilt, who is the Padres' third base coach, approached San Francisco's dugout. After a brief exchange between the coaches, Richardson said Schilt, who is white, yelled, "You need to control that mother," to the Giants' dugout, which prompted Richardson's reaction and ultimately his ejection by umpire Greg Gibson. Schilt yelled, "You need to control that mother," Richardson told reporters. At that point in time, I went to the top step and said, "Excuse me," because I couldn't believe what I heard. At that point in time, Gibson, the crew chief, decided to toss me from the game. I say this because his words were disproportionately unwarranted and wreaked undertones of racism when he referred to me as that mother what? As if I was to be controlled or a piece of property or enslaved. I think it's just really important we understand what happened tonight. I'm not saying my man was reaching a bit, but that's a bit of a reach to call that racism. By the way, the sky is black in Chicago. If they play baseball tonight, they better have on scuba gear. It's going down. I think it's a pretty safe bet that yeah. It's about to rain, by the way. But I hope that they get that situation straightened out. Do they play? They're playing the Padres now, and there's no incidents so far as I can tell. Anyway.
Yeah. This is the rubber match today, and yeah, I haven't seen anything about umpires or anything throughout the game. So,
well, very good. If I suddenly say, "Hey, we gotta go," it's because it's about to happen, and I'm right next to the window. So I'm just letting you know.
Guys are closing in.
It's bad. This isn't good. Oh, I'm glad I'm not outside, and I'm glad I have made dinner plans for me. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to stay in there and watch all the baseball I can possibly watch. Prior to Tuesday's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Brooklyn Nets held a moment of silence for the victims of the shooting at a Brooklyn subway station. The team is planning to donate $50,000 to the victims as well. That's pretty cool. That's pretty doggone cool. Nets head coach Steve Nash said the shooting does hit home because the subway stop in question is where Nets personnel typically disembark before arriving at the team's practice facility. If you don't know, Barclays Arena is in the hood, for lack of a better term, and the neighborhood where that stop was, where the gentleman shot people, is full of Asians and Latinos and Black people. And I'm not saying that that's the hood, but it's the hood. And apparently everything is fine now in the subway system, at least by Barclays Center. And Brooklyn won last night in a nice game. Good basketball game yesterday. I was surprised that it was that good. The Timberwolves must be stopped. I am ready for this to be over already. Pat Bev is from Chicago. I know he makes people angry, makes me angry too. It's got to end it. It's got to end. He had his shirt up on top of the scorer's table, like they had won Game 7. And I'm like, dude, it was a play-in game. A play-in game, not a game. Did you happen to hear what the president of the Cincinnati Reds said? By any chance? Reds president Phil Cassidy appeared to tell fans Tuesday that they had no choice other than to accept the team's pared-down roster, and then he apologized. Castellini, also the team's chief operating officer, is a son of Reds chief executive officer Bob Castellini, the team's controlling owner since 2006. Cincinnati has made the playoffs 4 times in 15 years, losing in the division series in 2010 and 2012, and the wild card round in 2013 and 2020. During that span, the Reds finished with a winning record in just 5 seasons. Speaking Tuesday on WLW radio before the home opener, Phil Castellini was asked why a fan should maintain trust in him. Well, where are you going to go? Let's start there. I mean, sell the team to who? Castellini said. That's the other thing. You want to have if you want to have this debate, if you want to look at what you do with this team to have it be more profitable, make more money, compete more in the current economic system that this game exists, it would be to pick it up and move it somewhere else. And so be careful what you ask for. This is him talking. I think we're doing the best we can do with the resources that we have. We're no more pleased with the results than the fans. I'm not sitting here saying anybody should be happy. I'm not polishing trophies in the office right now, and that's what we're here to do. But the bottom line is, and I do think we've had to shift the discipline. We've tried a lot of things that didn't work, and it came this close to working and didn't. Nobody's got to tell me it didn't work. So I think we've learned from those things. And trust me, General Manager Nick Kroll, He is a guy on a mission, and he is a bull in a china shop that has his way to do it, and that ways to grow your own, and he's doing just that. And then the Reds went on to lose. They went on to lose 10-5 to the Cleveland Guardians, and now they're 2-3. And they lost today too. And then Phil Castellini issued a statement. I apologize to Reds fans and regret the comments that I made earlier today. He said, we love this city, we love this team, and we love our fans. I understand how our fans feel, and I am sorry. He should be fired, right? Isn't it? This is his last day at the job. Shouldn't he be done? That's how you want to.
Like, come
on. He's like, what do you want us to do? Well, the best thing we can do is move it. So, well, we now know what their plans are. If they try to move the Cincinnati Reds out of Cincinnati, it would be fire in the city. That is making me want to get a Cincinnati Reds hat. When I was little, I loved the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah,
Big Red Machine. I loved them. When we come back, we're going to give you a story that's the story. Holy smoke. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's down. Let's take a break. Let me take care of that, and we'll be back right after these words. I'll tell you when to come back. We'll be right back. So here's what happened.
It sounded like they were filming like the sequel to Baby Driver outside of your window.
Okay, so I had the door because I can't open it, but I had it cracked so I could get some air in. I forgot that I did that, and that noise is the wind outside.
Got it.
So it sounds like the Wizard of Oz is happening outside my house. And I'm looking outside, and I could even let the screen up now. It's the street lights are about to come on. It's dark and it's raining sideways. Man, that was awesome though. That kind of freaked me out a little. All right, let's go. Here's a friend of mine's story, and it's not the coolness of this storm that's coming. Superstar Ed Sheeran went to the roost in small heat with rapper JK, who is from the city, on Sunday night. Footage of Sheeran singing No Games by Serrani with other punters, playing pool and pulling pints were widely shared on social media. What a crazy night Sunday was, the pub tweeted after meeting the biggest artist on the planet. The owners of the pub, and by the way, the thunder is shaking my building. The owners of the pub, which is near Birmingham City's St. Andrew's ground, also thanked JK for his support. Afterwards, Sheeran and JK went for a curry at Usher's Rest City. Usher's tweeted that it was honored to have the singer dine at its premises. The Curry House hosted Hollywood megastar Tom Cruise in August last year, while he filmed the latest installment of the Mission Impossible films. And yeah, nice. Ed Sheeran not afraid to go out in public and kick it. How about that? I would love to see a superstar just pop up in one of the local spots. That would be fun, you know. Let me do this before this thunderstorm comes and takes your boy away. Uh, and it's funny. It's on the day of that they're celebrating the anniversary of the Great Chicago Flood. Irony is not lost upon me. Um, so, Gliss, this is my favorite segment, as you well know. These are called Did You Knows. Um, and here we go. Did you know, Gliss? Of course you knew because you did this. That 35% of us will have a snack if we're having a hard time falling asleep. Yes. I think there's more than 35% of people that do
I fall into that trap so many times. Like,
last night.
yeah. See, it's like it kills me the next morning too, where it's like, man, I was doing so good yesterday, and then nighttime came, and I just started pulling out chips and all kinds of other things.
Right. Did you know that picking teeth and cleaning fingernails are the top two personal grooming procedures that paper clips are used for? No, don't use paper clips. That's not good. Did you know most people have at least 3 phone chargers and don't realize how important they are until they don't have one? Did you know 26% of men have cried at a wedding? Oh, absolutely. Sure have. My niece got married, man. I was a mess. I read a poem last night. I don't believe I'm about to do this. I read a poem last night and broke down and started crying.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I guess I feel kind of bad that I did that though. I don't know.
That I read a poem actually at my youngest brother's wedding in Mexico.
Oh, nice destination wedding.
Yeah, it was very nice. And yeah, I got choked up for sure. Like and part of it was just like the poem itself. I don't remember what the poem is called, but it starts like talking about kind of like it kind of foreshadows like what's going to be coming in their lifetime together, and it started talking about the pitter pattering of little feet down the hall and stuff like that. You know, like someone with my own kids, I was like, man, this is too much right now.
It happens.
Yeah.
I guess. I know last night, I don't know how much I've talked about this on the show, but the bar that I was at was the bar that my friend who got murdered a few weeks ago was bartender at. And it's been hard for me to walk in there the past few times because they've got pictures of them everywhere. And I'm just like, you know, this is just the frailty of life, the frailty of any moment. Things can change. That wind was not expected. And then a boom, you know, I can't get on my balcony to move stuff off of it. So I hope it doesn't fly off and break all the windows. But yeah, I read that piece and I just lost it. Did you know that 30% of women think that putting on makeup is the most important thing they do all day? I don't know about that. Did you know that 60% of men say they get turned off when they see a woman take a selfie? I always go, why are you doing that? I guess I'm one of the 60% then. Because I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not a big fan of the selfie. I just
I like taking pictures, but I'm not gonna sit here and
you know. Yeah, it just and I think it's just like I think maybe it's grown on me more, like I guess since people started doing it because it's the day and age we live in. It's like a thing that you do. But when it first started happening, I was like, man, why would it like who are all these people who just like think so highly they want to be taking pictures of themselves, like just themselves?
Right, like, hey, get out of my way. I'm taking a picture of me. I don't need you in it. Get out of here. Scram. Did you know a survey found that 74% of people prefer to read a book the old-fashioned way? What old-fashioned way? You mean actually like reading a book? What the hell? Yeah, of course. I guess people use Kindles. I like reading books. I like touching them. I like holding them. I like the smell of them. I like books. Did you know that 73% of people said they experience a sunburn at least once a year, sometimes several times a year? Then you should not be you should not be sunbathing without proper SPF, whatever it is. Did you know, by the way, that 14 million people are or have been in a long distance relationship? Tried it. Not so good at that. No. And here's something interesting. While there are currently no female players in Major League Baseball, there have been plenty of women in professional men's leagues. The first was Lizzie Arlington, who pitched during the ninth inning for the Reading Coal Heavers in 1898 and won her team the game. A little over 30 years later, an African-American woman, Jackie Mitchell, absolutely pitched against the Yankees during an exhibition game, striking out both Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. What's more impressive, Mitchell was 17 years old at the time. I just read a story about her not too long ago. I got to find that and read it again. I also need to get versed on my on the Negro League Baseball that was taking place in the United States, because they had grown ass men playing and they couldn't get into majors, and that just to me is so sad, and it has bothered me for a long time. All right, this is really getting crazy here. It looks like dirt soup outside. It's super black and gray. I'm gonna scoot, Gliss. Thanks, man, for helping out today, brother.
Of course, I'll see you Friday. Have a
yeah, that's Friday's busy. Programming note: we won't be here tomorrow. We're here on Friday. Thank you for reminding me.
We'll be back and better than ever on Friday because we love Fridays.
Oh, the Friday show is always fun. It's anything could happen day on Friday. Thanks to everybody that watched on the stream today. All the no names: Connor, Scott in Wisconsin, Square Guinea Pig, Ken, London, Anon, Mammoth, Orca, Sincere Whale, Grass Puddle. Thank you all so much for being around today. Really appreciate you guys. Again, programming note: we won't be around tomorrow. We'll be back on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. This is the last show for the day on Backchannel. And by the way, congratulations, Gliss, 2-1 Giants. They beat the Padres. Join us at 6 a.m. Eastern time as we resume our broadcast day with Haley and Allison's Good Morning in live from the UK. It's a great show. Please check it out. Don't forget to subscribe. It's on the left side over here somewhere, and hit that button. On behalf of everybody at Backchannel.tv from a very rainy Chicago, Illinois, my name is Mario Smith. We will see you guys soon, and join us again at 6 a.m. Eastern for more Backchannel. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.